Hi guys, in this video we are about to start with complex permanent tissues. Now what are complex permanent tissues? Here you can see a complex permanent tissue, that is xylem. Okay, so here as you can observe, it is made up of different types of cells. It is made up of tracheids, it is made up of vessels, it is made up of Xylem Parenchyma, it is made up of Xylem Fibers. So there are 4 different types of cells which together form xylem. So therefore it is called as complex permanent tissue because it is made up of different types of cells with, and here the function of xylem is to conduct water. Means all these 4 different types of cells work in conduction of water. That means what? That they have common function. So xylem is made up of different types of cells which work together as a single unit and have common function. So now let us see more details about xylem. So xylem is made up of 4 things. As I have already said, it is made up of the first thing, that is tracheids. So tracheids are the first type of cell present in xylem. So as you can see here in diagram, tracheids are, here you can see it is they are long, tubular, tube-like, and they have tapering ends. That means then they are narrow at the ends. So tracheids are long, tubular or tube-like, tapering at ends. Now you can see here the walls are thick. Okay, so they are thick walled. Now tracheids are present in angiosperms, or you can say flowering plants. Now, and what is the function of tracheids? See, this is about structure, this is in whom it is present, and this is the function. So what is the function of tracheid? Of course it is to conduct water. So they help in conduction of water. So let's revise here. First type of the cells present in xylem are called as tracheids. These are long cells, tube-like cells, tapering at the ends. They are thick-walled and present in angiosperms, and they help in conduction of water. Now let us focus on the second type of the cells, that is vessels. As you can see, this the red diagram here is of vessel. So let's see that in detail. The second type of cell, that is vessels. Now vessels are made up of cells which are called as vessel members. So it is made up of many cells known as vessel members. Now here in diagram you can see vessel members. Now each vessel member is circular, okay, and it is having the central pore in it. It has central pore. There is common wall between two vessel members. Between two vessel members there is common wall, and that wall is having pores in it, so that the material can be transported in between them also. Okay, so vessel members consist of each cell with what? With central large pore. Okay, then this each vessel member is having thick wall made up of lignin. Now these are connected via what? Due to the perforations in the common wall between the two vessel members. So here you can see the vessels. The vessel members are connected via perforations in Perforations means what? Pores. Perforations in common wall between two vessel members. Okay, so vessels are again, these are elongated cells made up of many cells which are known as vessel members. This vessel member, each vessel cell consists of what? The central pore surrounded by a wall. Now two vessel members are connected to each other via common wall which is having pores in it, so that the substances can be transported, or water and minerals can be transported in between them also. And in this way the water is transferred. So what is the function of vessels? To conduct water and minerals. Okay, so till now we have studied what are tracheids, what are vessels. Now let us focus on xylem fibers, which is the third type of the cells present in the xylem. So the third type of cell in xylem are known as Xylem Fibers. Now Xylem Fibers are again very thick walled cells due to lignin. Now these are so thick, the walls are so thick that the lumen of the xylem is disrupted. Okay, so this thickening in wall disrupt the xylem lumen. Therefore you can say they have obliterated central lumen. That is known as, the lumen is disrupted. Disrupted means obliterated. So the lumen is disrupted due to thickening in the wall. So as you can see here, xylem fibers, they have thick walled cells due to presence of lignin, and the thickening of the wall disrupt the xylem lumen. Okay, now again the important thing, these are dead cells. Okay, so since xylem fiber means what? Sclerenchyma, and you all know xylem sclerenchyma must be dead, because sclerenchyma tissue is basically a dead tissue. Okay, so xylem fibers is the dead cells. Okay, and they have thick walled because of presence of lignin. These thick walls, they are so thick that they disrupt the lumen of xylem. And what is the function of xylem fiber then? What is the use of this xylem fibers? The use of the xylem fiber is that they provide the mechanical strength to your xylem. So what is the function here? Function is they provides mechanical strength. Okay, so we are done with the third part of the third type of cells present in the xylem, that is xylem fibers. Let us focus on the last and the fourth type of the cells, that is Xylem Parenchyma. So fourth type of tissue which is seen in xylem is called as Xylem Parenchyma. Xylem Parenchyma. Now as you can see here, parenchyma means what? It is a living tissue. So this is the only, you can say this is the only living part of the xylem. Baki other part of the xylem is dead. Okay, so only living tissue of xylem. Now again it is made up of thin walled cells. Okay, this cell wall is made up of cellulose. Cell wall of this cell is made up of cellulose. Now what is the function of parenchyma here? The function of parenchyma here is to store food as well as water. So it stores food in the form of starch or fats. Okay, so this is the function. Is it clear? So here we have discussed 4 parts of xylem, that is, the first thing is tracheids, second is vessels, third here is xylem fibers, and the fourth one is xylem parenchyma. So these are 4 types of cells by which the xylem is made. Now let us see the further 2 types of xylem. Xylem is of 2 types, now based on its position. Okay, so now let's see here. See, xylem is of 2 types: primary xylem, and the second type of xylem is secondary xylem. Now primary xylem is also known as protoxylem. It is also known as protoxylem, and secondary xylem is also known as metaxylem. It is also known as metaxylem. Now let us see here. You have primary xylem and secondary xylem. Now what are the positions here? Imagine a stem. Imagine a stem. Keep the primary and secondary xylem in your mind. Okay. So you have a stem. The central part of the stem is called as pith. It is known as what? Pith. Okay. So when the xylem, when primary xylem, here the primary xylem px, it is present towards pith. For example, primary xylem is present towards pith and secondary xylem is present towards periphery. Secondary xylem is present towards periphery. Then this here, since primary xylem, that is protoxylem is in the inner side, and secondary xylem, that is metaxylem, is on the outer side, then this type of the positioning is called as endarch. This type of xylem is called as endarch xylem. Now let us consider another case. Okay, this is in stem. Now let us consider root. In root, what happens? Exactly opposite thing occurs. So you have pith here. Okay, you have pith here. Now you have primary xylem outer side and secondary xylem is towards the pith, and primary xylem is towards the periphery. Okay, means what happens here? The primary xylem was on the inner side and secondary xylem was here on the outer side. Here exactly opposite, secondary xylem is towards the pith and primary xylem is towards the periphery. Means what? This type of, since primary xylem, that is protoxylem, is on the outer side and metaxylem is towards the pith, this type of condition is called as exarch condition. Okay, so we have learned many things today. We have learned that xylem is made up of 4 different types of cells, that is tracheids, vessels, xylem fibers and xylem parenchyma. Then second thing which we have learned here is they are of 2 types, primary xylem and secondary xylem, that is protoxylem and metaxylem. Okay, then we studied that in stem the xylem is in endarch condition. Means what? The primary xylem is towards the pith and secondary xylem is towards the periphery, that is protoxylem is towards the pith and metaxylem is towards the periphery. Then next thing here is in root, the xylem show exarch condition. Means what? Primary xylem is towards the periphery and secondary xylem is towards the pith. Okay, exactly opposite. So endarch and exarch. So today we have learned in detail about xylem. Let us focus on phloem in my next video. For more such videos, do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.